Bought a barrels back here after a few technical difficulties. Had an earthing problem, had a bit of a hum, but Hutto sorted it out. It was a dodgy cable. He just decided he knew how to figure that out. So well done, Hut.
Thanks. I thought you were going to talk about your the puddle you're currently standing in. And you were worried that if you put the toaster in it, you might be a bit fucked.
Yeah, no, I learnt something. Just now. So I am standing in a puddle because we are in the not so good shed and we've had a bit of a flash flood. And
Every
I was,
day.
yeah, well, pretty much. But I'm standing in a puddle and I've got all these electrical things. And I'm like, if I touch the laptop, does that mean I'm going to get zapped? And I sort of got zapped. But we sort of come to the conclusion that the laptop in the water and then I get in the water.
Yes.
That's more likely.
Yeah, so
for it to happen.
It's the water becomes a live wire, essentially, like if it's connected to power. So like it'd be like you just touching, like, putting a fork in the power pole.
Yeah, right.
That's for a future pod, though.
Yeah,
we'll also film that one.
And I mean,
That'll be our last.
I am nervous because we have had. Well, I spilled a stout in there the other week.
Yeah.
So like I could drop my laptop in the water.
You didn't.
I didn't get zapped then.
Yeah, maybe stout isn't a conductor.
Yeah, maybe because it's so thick.
I've seen him drop his lunch a lot too. Dropping things is
That's the thick conductor instead of the fat conductor.
That's it.
I was just going to say, what's worse? Now, this is a really bad joke, but flash flooding or flash mobs? Because flash mobs with the dancing's horrible.
That's way worse.
Yeah, that's way worse.
Yeah.
I would hate to be inundated by a flash mob. I'd be really pissed off.
Yeah, see, and like you have baths, and that's basically flash flooding.
Well, it's controlled
bar.
flash flooding. Yeah. I'm excited that it has flash flooded inside my house.
In the bath.
That's true. Well, anyway, but we've digressed already and it's been a minute 44. So we're doing a Beercast today, but we're mixing things up. So we're doing things a little bit differently. And we thought we're going to do a bit of a review, an exploration and review of a brewery, a little brewery. Well, it's not really.
No, it's pretty big.
It's pretty big.
But like even exclusive from this particular brewery, this is probably the way we're going to go forwards.
Yeah, I would say so because we've got we've had a lot of feedback. We've had a lot of chats amongst ourselves, and instead of going, "I'm drinking a beer, is it good?" Yep. Grazie, is yours good? Yep. Hutto, is yours good? Also good. We're going to drink the same beer, have a bit of a taste, and do a bit of a review. Talk about the breweries, just so because we are learning. We're trying to learn about craft beer. We love drinking it, but we don't really know too much about it. And we think this is probably the best way to do it. It's probably also the best way to promote craft breweries and get people in that aren't in the craft scene already. And I just wanted to give a shout out to. It's not a segue because Brian Gleason, who's a loyal watcher and a friend of the Good Shed as well.
Hey, Brian.
Hey, Brian. Legend.
Thanks, Brian.
He was just saying that I didn't check the bloody inbox for a couple of weeks. I'm shocking. But he mentioned that he enjoyed the pod, the Stomping Ground pod. So that was good. So thanks, Brian. But yeah, George is a bloody regular listener. Morsey, if you're listening in the van there, good on you.
In the van.
In
Love
the van. But yeah, you've had a bit of a listen, so that's good. So anyway, this is the way we're going to do it. Today we're doing Range Brewing.
Yes.
Yes. So very exciting because I would say they're that's probably part of the big three.
They're a hot ticket.
They are a hot ticket. And probably, they do the big 440. The 440 can, is it?
Yes.
440 can. So, you've got Deeds in Vic who do a big 440 can, like can do up to like 11, 12%. You've got Mountain Culture in New South Wales and you've got...
They do half litres.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Half litres.
Half.
Well, there is a fourth... I reckon there's going to be a big 4 soon.
Oh, yes.
Not the holiday park either, but they'll
good.
probably be someone that we review at some point when their beers become available.
Yes.
That Magic Mirror...
Yeah,
sneaky cat or whatever it was.
The Magic Mirror cat socks or something.
But it's actually funny you mentioned Magic Mirror because that's going to come up at some stage throughout this pod. So,
is it?
Yeah, so Range Brewing, what do we know? I know a bit. Does anyone know a bit?
Do you want to talk about Range? I can give you a little bit of a rundown. I've taken notes. I'm the note guy.
Yeah.
I guess. All right. So this is just very simple. 2017, childhood friends Gerard Martin and Matt McIver. Sorry, Matt. We're living abroad in London. Jared or Gerard? Again. Sorry, Gerard. Jared?
Well, he's Aussie.
Is there an R?
Yeah,
Are there two Rs?
Gerard.
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 Jared
Stephen
would not have
Gerard.
the second R.
That's-
No,
Two
but Stephen
boys.
Gerard has 2 R's.
But it is a last name. So anyway, that's all right.
Yeah, okay.
I'm sure they're not offended. The
Gerard,
boys.
The boys. So Gerard was an engineer by trade working at Dieter Rams Vitso. Don't know what that is.
It's pretty up there in as far as whatever they do is.
Yeah, I can only imagine that they're very good at the thing that they do.
It's one of the top ranked Vitsos.
Yes. While Matt was working as the brand manager for the London Craft Beer Festival. I know those words.
That's
I can
sick.
pronounce
Yes,
them.
beer.
Through Matt's involvement in the beer scene, he introduced Gerard to the world of modern beer, and it didn't take long for the pair to develop a love affair with the industry. So I've got more notes, but maybe we'll get into them a bit later. But that's just a quick little how did we start? And then I've got like a how did they actually start range, and then their ethos. But we could probably go through them after our first beer, I guess.
Yep,
We may
but
as
I
well
want to
start
hear.
drinking a beer.
I want to hear a summary from you.
Of?
You're taking that information. You don't have to do it now, or we'll start drinking. What have we got up first?
Yeah. Okay, so first beer, Living the Dream.
Living the Dream IPA. So
IPA,
yep.
yes. So this is a 6.6% beer, so 2.3 standard drinks out of this 440 mil. What have we got? Citra Lupo Max, dry hop, Simcoe Cryo hops, Simcoe, Citra, and Galaxy
Yeah, cool.
hops.
Bit of this, bit of that.
Bit of this and also a bit of that. Do you want me to read the blurb?
Yeah, go the blurb.
That's important.
It is important.
Which everyone will
as you'll,
understand.
Find out soon. We've brewed 2 IPAs using the exact same hops and dry hopping technique, but with 2 totally different yeast strains. The second IPA that alludes to is this Another Day in Paradise. So
Yes,
we're not going to leave you hanging. We are going to try it as well.
Yes, which I think is perfect considering I'm trying to learn together, and the yeast is one of my least known things. So
One of your yeast knowing things, you
yeah,
know, say?
oh,
Ah.
keep it going. What do we
Oh,
got?
we're going well. That's it.
Oh, that's it. Very
It
good.
does have, like as I mentioned, this version features our house hazy strain and is dry hopped with Citra, Lupo Max, Simcoe Cryo hops, Simcoe, Citra, and Galaxy.
Yeah, cool. Well, it's pretty delicious. I've had a bit of a little sip
Oh,
there.
that Citra. No, it's so light.
It doesn't have the bite of an IPA.
No,
No,
Like
but
it-
it's got the full flavour that I
Yeah.
expected,
Yeah, it
but also
does.
it had, because it just says IPA. The generally when we look at these like, hazy IPA,
Like
double
a
dry
redder.
hop, blah blah blah, whatever. But this just looks like it's a nice little haze. But all it says on the can is IPA, so I was quite
Yeah,
not
it
taken
has
aback,
the
but
Nipah colour, doesn't it?
yeah, but just the flavour. But also, I didn't tell you guys at the start. I think I've only had 1 or 2 Range beers ever.
Oh, that's excellent.
Yes,
Well,
I'm
bloody welcome to
I'm-
the
yeah,
Okay.
you guys have supplied these today, so I'm so glad that you did because I'm going to learn even more.
So, next point of call is the Border Barrels beer review system, or the BBBRS,
Yes.
as they call it.
Yes, I believe so.
So, this is something that we've developed as a crew to kind of give a port of call for each beer that we can look at later and be like, to kind of rank them. Now, as we've mentioned an uncountable number of times, we don't know much.
Yep.
So this ranking system is not like anything other than like trivial things that we
Completely arbitrary. Completely
Yeah.
arbitrary.
Yeah,
Completely made up by us. So.
You need to, if you want to try the beer. Don't let our numbers or our review stop you from trying the beer, because the review is not on anything but like our own kind of
If you
feel.
appreciate the way we look at beer and our recommendations, you may get something out of it. But it is very tailored to us.
Absolutely
as a trio.
Yeah, and it's kind of our vibe. It's the things that we often talk about when
Yeah,
we
and-
talk about our beer.
And you'll see in a minute.
Yeah, you'll see how crazy it is.
It's a bit silly. What do you got? What's the first one?
So I just got to create a new note so that we can write down the scores.
Oh,
That's
that's
at
one.
least one of those. each
Yeah.
pod.
Why is that not? That should be on a scale. Did it make me burp?
Yeah. Well, I
That's
don't know.
it. That's just a yes or no. It's not part of the review system.
No,
but we
it's
can
not.
add that as a little. We can put an
Bonus.
asterisk against the beer. did Hudson burp?
Yeah.
If it goes close to full marks to get it over the line.
Yeah,
maybe that's
did I burp?
Yeah.
I've had more than 3 people talk to me about your burping, which was exciting because that means more than 3 people listen.
Are they unhappy or?
No, they're kind of just letting me know.
Okay, well, because I can change.
No, it's fine.
I can change. I promise.
I can change. What do you got?
Don't leave.
What do you got?
Righto. Number 1, is the beer as advertised? So we've had a taste. The advertisement to us is IPA, India Pale Ale. So of our limited knowledge of what an IPA is this that?
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
So, yep. So,
There's some hop and some bitterness.
yep.
So what we've said, 0 doesn't taste anything like it. So it tastes like a stout, but it's an IPA.
Yep.
5 is it completely nailed IPA. I sit at 3.5
Yep.
because I don't that. And again, it's not a reflection of the quality of the beer because I love the beer, but my idea of an IPA is not this.
Yep.
Oh.
Okay.
If that
fair
makes
enough.
sense. So this feels more towards like a NEPA or a hazy IPA than this IPA, which is hard because there's probably more information online that says it's a hazy IPA, but I can only go off this.
Yeah, that's all right. That's fine.
3.5
Okay.
out of 5 for Hudson.
And I think in future, I think we'll explain the rating system, but in future we'll just put them up. I don't know if we'll go through and do the numbers each time because we'll be here forever, won't we?
Well, once we streamline.
Well, no, because
it a
we've
little
already like if we give the background of it now, then next week
When you put the
do
numbers
a different,
up.
we will just be like living the dream IPA. You know the thing.
Yeah.
Number 1, I give it a 3.5.
Yeah.
Yeah. Righto, Zach. What do you think? Does it taste like an IPA?
bit. Yeah. I got hop flavour and
Yep.
a bit of bitterness. As you said, more so hazy than anything else.
Yep.
But because I oh no, that's a different part of the rating system. I was going to say because I enjoy it so much. But if I sipped this without seeing the can, I would say it's an IPA of some variety. So it's a 4.
Okay.
4 for me.
4 for you.
Yep.
All right. Let me just quickly make a table. Sorry, everyone.
Table.
How do I make more rows? Oh, Jesus. Jesus.
You said you were awesome at this.
No, this is notes.
Oh, it's
Notes
not-
is different. It's very difficult.
While he's doing that, my new phone didn't come with an actual notes app in it. So I
course it
had
didn't.
I had to download one,
Oh, for God's sake.
but it was a free one, and every time you like save a note, you have to sit through like 30 seconds of commercials, and it covers your whole phone. So you have like
Oh, my God.
pretty much turn your phone on and off again.
I thought you were going to say the notes go to Chan or
Yeah.
somewhere.
Oh, who knows? There's some random stuff in there.
Yeah.
Grocery lists, Christmas ideas,
Yeah.
what beer to buy next. My best 22 for Hawthorn next season.
Oh, yeah. There you
What?
go.
Okay, this isn't happening. So, what the fuck?
Don't do it, just write.
I'm trying to.
You just write it
I
down.
saw big boxes.
Yeah, I don't want that. Simon, what'd you give it a 4?
4.
2 4s over here.
And Zach a 4. Okay, cool. That's good enough.
Yeah, there you go.
All right. What was the second one?
Oh, come on.
Can art. 0, bad. 5, love it.
3.
Yeah, I think 3. Yeah, 3.
I'm sitting at a 3 as well. I think it's neither here nor there.
Yep. But I would look at, and also can art, it's not necessarily, the way I look at can art is like, would I see that on the shelf and buy it?
Okay. Yep, that's perfect.
Not knowing anything.
Yeah, like,
So
does
3.
that appeal to, like,
Yeah.
is that something that I'm interested to consume?
Did it catch the eye?
Did it
Their logo catches my eye. So
Yeah,
that's
it's
already
cool.
sort
Yeah.
of, raised it up a couple of points. Of the 3, just like a little teaser, I think that's the worst can art
Yes.
of the 3. The one we just
Yeah,
named.
that's why I was like a 3, and then I was looking at the other 2. I'm like, what would make them better or worse? And I was looking, I'm like,
It's that
yeah.
font on top of that. But anyway, it doesn't matter because
Yeah,
3, because we're generous. It's the first time we're doing the
I'm
rating
not
system.
sure if
I'm
the
excited.
color of the black font on the darker, the contrast is hard to.
It'd be bloody
distinguish.
hard to do as well.
Oh no,
That's-
I'm not saying that I could do good.
No. But like, since there's so many beers, you're like, oh, what are we going to do now?
3,
Yep.
blurb. We heard the blurb. We read the blurb. What do you think of the blurb?
3.
Depends on how you like blurbs.
Yep.
this has won, so it's already that's 2 points automatically.
Yes, I agree.
It explained exactly what it was trying to do, and it also referenced a different beer. That's another point. Aside from that, it didn't offer any humour or read like something that I would like to read on the back of a book or a DVD or an album cover that would make me go, I don't even know what this is, but I'm buying it. So 3.
Okay, I'm going to bump it up because it sold the beer to me. It was a very succinct, like you read the back of a book and it tells you what the book's about. So again, no, I'm going 4.
Okay.
Because 5 to me would be tells me what it is, makes me laugh.
Yeah.
4 tells me what it is, straight up, because
Yep.
it's easy to tell me what it is.
Yeah.
Make it fun.
Yeah.
Give me something. So I'm going 4. You guys,
3. Yeah.
you just think this is
Soon enough, this is going to change. We'll get a different score, you and I, Simon, at some point.
Yeah, and I also think that we'll realise we can when we listen to this back, we'll realise that we cannot do this live. This is going to be ages. This will be 3 hours. This pod.
No, but we're
And I
introducing
don't
it.
think
No, because we're not going to talk about them later. So 4 wallet hit. So this beer is we bought from Good Shed for $12.
5. It's good beer.
Good beer for
Yeah,
$12.
Good beer.
Yep.
5 because you guys bought it.
No.
No,
you have
you're
to pay
paying for it.
Oh, yeah, but right
It's
now.
not a shout.
Yeah, but right
No,
now
have to
you guys
pay.
bought it.
No. You have to pay. You have to transfer $13.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, well, in that case, 6. I'm going to say 4.
Okay.
It's all right.
I'm going to say 4 only because compared to other beers, for example, the other one I had the other night that was $13 and it was 11.1% and my favourite beer of the year. So by ABV versus cost, I can't give this a 5.
Yeah, see, I rate most of my things like that, but I'm not doing it 5. I'd pay $12 for this every day of the week.
Simo throwing out 5s. He does not do that
Yeah,
on
I'm trying
Untapped,
to
everyone.
change. This is my
This is the
opportunity.
turning point for you.
I'm tight with money. People may already know that.
3.
4.
Fair enough.
3 for my wallet.
Gotcha,
I think it's probably yes, it's a big can, but it's a bit low in ABV for a $12 price point for me. And yeah,
Not in flavour. I agree with you, but the flavour for me puts it up an extra point. That's why I gave it 4.
as we've said, this is a very arbitrary review system.
Yes. What do we got?
5 is the beer good?
Yeah.
Yes.
Good beer.
5.
Yeah.
Whoa, 5. Five's from the
But 5 isn't my Untapped rating.
no.
5 is just, is the beer good?
Yes, it is definitely good.
It is definitely good.
Okay, yeah, but like,
On Untapped, I would have given it 4.25.
so give it a 4.25.
We doing half? Yeah, you did
Yeah,
one. All right,
so I gave it a
4.25.
Yeah, this is basically what you'd market on Untapped.
Oh, well, that's easy.
4.25.
Stop copying.
Nah, it's all good.
4.
Cool.
Okay.
I'll collate the scores later. That'll be something that you can get on Spotify.
Oh, yeah.
We'll just talk through it.
Yeah.
And
On
you can-
Spotify?
or YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
What do you?
No, where are you getting the final? What do you mean? If we're posting the score
yeah, it'll
on
go
Spotify.
in the description.
Oh, in the description. Yeah. They
Or
exist.
the
Our
YouTube.
blurb.
Our blurb.
Yeah, the YouTube
and you can rate our
description.
blurb too.
We might Hudson might make a little thing that Simon can put on Instagram
Yep.
over 3 panels.
Yep.
We'll see how we go.
But yeah, we'll keep it moving.
Yeah,
so
let's get it. Let's smash it through. Righto. Do you want to talk a bit more about range?
yeah, can
All
I
right.
can I say a bit? Do you reckon? See if I'm right. You can fact check me.
Bloody oath. Go.
So Range. So basically, they're over in London. They were like, let's take all this knowledge we have home to Australia to Newstead. I believe they started up,
Correct.
which is over the ditch from the beautiful Bulimba. Quite an affluent neighbourhood
In Brisbane.
Brisbane, pretty good part of town. Yeah, so
Never been.
never been
To
Oh, you
Brisbane?
have to-
No.
Brisbane's pretty good.
Been to the airport.
There
Brisbane's
you
quite good.
go. Yeah, the humidity
Needs a
gets me down
coast.
a bit.
Needs a real good coastline. That's the only downfall of Brisbane.
Yeah, it's a port city more than yeah. Anyway, so that's what I believe is going on there, and they're sort of their beers. Having a look at it, are sort of experimental, but in the way they're like comparatively experimental. So funny, we're talking about the Magic Mirror, Ninja Cat, whatever ale, because like they had a IPA series called Mirrors. So they had Mirror 1, Mirror 2,
Yes.
Mirror 3, and it was a dry hopped series. So it was just like, it was like 1, 2, 3. So it was dry hopped, double dry hopped, triple dry hopped. this series that they've got is banging.
You're banging.
The change. I don't know what this series was called per se, but they had two different beers with two different yeasts.
Yep.
And what is it?
The double dripping in green is also, they've done one with different hops.
Yeah, so it is a single hop oat cream series, but the good thing about that is what's that one we've got there?
West Coast double IPA with Chinook, Citra, and Dorado.
Okay, interesting. So they've done a few different ones. So the one I was referring to, they did one with a similar name, but it would be like Mosaic, but it has all of the different varieties of Mosaic in it. So not just the one single. So it gives the complete hop profile, I suppose.
Yep.
But really good for someone who wants to get into craft beer, because like if you get that series, you're like, okay, that's what a dry hopped beer tastes like, a double dry hopped and a triple dry hopped tastes like. So I'm really interested to taste the next one because it's got different yeast varieties.
Yeah.
Well done.
Nailed that.
That was awesome.
Simon's definitely researched.
I had a bit of a look.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
interested
It's
because I
impressive
don't
from
know too much about it.
No, awesome. The only
You
thing
can't sprout that out and then say you don't know too much.
Oh no, well I don't know too much about Range, so I was glad to have a bit of a read up.
So the only thing I wanted to add to my previous points were we mentioned Matt and Gerard. They came back to Australia and contacted their friend and talented brewer Mitch Pickford.
Do we know where he's from? Was he from anywhere or?
No, it
Somewhere.
just says contacted
Somewhere.
their friend and talented brewer.
Oh, there you go. Good stuff.
Mitch jumped at the chance to help create something totally new. Fast forward to 2020 and the team has grown to comprise of dedicated beer lovers with a passion for exploration and innovation.
Yeah.
Which is what you mentioned.
Yeah.
And perhaps the most exciting prospect on the horizon, brand new tap rooms in other locations, which we've seen recently. There's one now in Abbotsford in Melbourne.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's a huge move. And I mean, how excited were we to see a Range booth when we were at Gabs? So like, oh, bloody, give it to me. Oh, you might have had something at Gabs, didn't you? Something Range related, or were you pickled by then?
Pickled enough.
Yeah,
But can
fair
I
enough.
also point out that we've mentioned previously on our pod about new breweries opening in Albury Wodonga, and one had Range in the title.
Yes.
So for a second, I was a little bit, I thought maybe another venture was, rather than going to cities like everyone seems to, could they take one regional? Nothing to do with them. However, that is the, I suppose you'd say, brand recognition of Range, who we're talking about today, that when I first saw that title, they were the first people I thought of.
Yep. No, very good. But they make some good beers. They make some very good beers. So are you trying to tell me that this second beer is the same one, but the yeast is different?
Apparently.
So
Really?
yeast is colour, I've learnt.
Well, it could be in some case. So it's changed it from, because this isn't this is an IPA, but it's a Californian IPA. So I was expecting a West Coast colour, which we've got.
Yep.
But so you're telling me that difference in that yeast has got the other one turned hazy.
Well, I'm just looking here. This one says
Smells
our
similar.
house hazy strain.
Okay. Yeah.
This one, the exact same blurb. We've brewed 2 IPAs using the exact same hops and dry hopping technique, but with 2 totally different yeast strains. This version features our favourite Cali IPA strain.
Okay.
And is dry hopped with Citra Lupomax, Simcoe Cryo hops, Simcoe Citra, and Galaxy. So exactly the same, 6.6%, 2.3 standard drinks in this 440ml can. This one is called Another Day in Paradise.
Yeah, because you do get the same.
Yeah.
Yes, very good. No, you do get the same sort of hop scent. I don't know what words am I looking for?
Yeah.
It's still Citra.
Yeah, like
sure.
Oh, it smells.
Send it to me.
It smells the same, but yeah, it does not taste the same. It's a little bit cleaner.
Can I ask you guys
Yeah.
something? I'm getting, and probably isn't necessarily intentional, it doesn't mention that. I have a slightly more, I'd say, thicker or slightly creamier mouthfeel on it than the first beer.
Okay.
Is that just because my taste buds have been opened by the first one, do you think?
Don't know.
Or
No,
is
but-
that actually a difference in the yeast, potentially?
I don't know, but
It's
I would
slightly
disagree.
Okay.
I find this to be sharper.
Cleaner, crisper.
Maybe
Like
the
a-
flavour is, but
yeah.
the actual, the almost the physical feel of it, for some reason, I'm not sure.
I don't know. I find because that IPA with the hazy style, it's like that, like we mentioned with a lot with Mountain Culture, like that pillowy kind of flavour.
Yeah.
Whereas this has the crisp, sharp, like of a traditional IPA or a West Coast IPA with that bitterness.
Yeah, but
it kind of brings it down a
I am
touch.
sort of coming around. I am getting it's quite.
It's potentially what you're saying is because we had that one first, and it is sort of sat there on the tongue a little bit. That this hits and it's got the sharp flavour, but just as an actual physical feel as you sort of take this beer in, it just has that extra sort of softer feel at the start, which I think is why I still really like it. And it's probably, I'll rate it very similarly because of the fact that it's got that different style feel, but when it comes to flavour, it hits like with that nice dynamic of soft, sharp.
Yep. Overall, delicious. It's fantastic. And one thing I think that they mentioned on their website is it's to be their beers to be enjoyed, not abused. And you can see why, because it feels like, we got the planes flying over. It's a little bit like, I don't know, it reminds me of a car shit in the way that you taste it and you're like, this is quality ingredients. Like it's not, like it's a very good beer. And like although it's a very good beer, I'm not drinking 10 of these. No. I'm going to have a couple and be like, geez, I had a really good time drinking a really good beer.
I could have 10 of the amount that I had in my glass.
Yes. 10 little tasters.
So I'm just reading a little bit here. So the first one I was kind of thinking it was a bit more citrusy, so like your pineapple and citrus flavours.
Yep.
These have that same flavours, but they've used the word zest.
Yeah.
Which I agree with. It doesn't have like, it would be like if you were to squeeze like you get the zest, like you'd leave orange peel in rather than actually squeezing the orange in, you know what I mean?
The
Like
zest to me is sharp, and you mentioned the word sharp.
Like it's toned down in that kind of softness.
Yeah, so you would say, so if we're saying something zesty, we would say it's quite fragrant,
Flagrant.
but it's less of the actual taste.
Yeah. So it's like all the characteristics are there.
Yeah.
It's just not there.
Yeah. It's very good. Hey. See what we did there?
Righto. Let's do a quick review.
Smash
Number
it.
one, we remember as being what did we say? Is it what it describes?
Yes.
So it's a California IPA.
It is.
Okay, so what are we giving it out of 5?
4.
4.
Oh, this is going to be another one where you just copy everyone. Yep. 4.
Oh, you should read it.
You're a fucking good one. That's in your
Didn't want to. I can do half marks.
2, can art.
What did I give the last? Oh, sorry, that's
No,
because it's a half a point extra than the last one.
but you've got to review the beer
Yep.
as it is. You can't compare. That's the key thing. Like that's why we mentioned Untapped. It's got to be this is the beer
Because it is hard. Because if you look at them both, it's sort of the opposite. You know, you've got the swirly action at the top, at the bottom rather. At the top is sort of the opposite, which is very interesting.
Well, maybe in this case, when they're a series, maybe we can compare.
Maybe, but I like the color scheme, and I agree with Grazie. It's a half point better.
Okay, cool. Simon and Zach, and now while I'm typing
3.5s.
I'm going to give it a 4 because I really like it. Yeah. I like dark. 3 is the blurb.
Same rating.
Yep, the blurb did not
I feel
change.
like it has to. Yeah. That's where we can.
This one.
That's where we can compare in the series. It's obviously the same. So 4 for me, 3 for you guys. 4 was wallet hit, so same price again.
Yeah,
But obviously the beer tastes different. So are you willing to spend that $12 on this beer?
Yep.
We're not factoring in like same factors, obviously ABV, standard drinks, all that kind of stuff is a value for money. But are you, out of 5, how willing are you to pay $12 for a whole can of this beer?
What was the other one? 5. Yeah, 5. That's good.
Okay.
4.
Yeah, I actually think I'd rather go the other. I'm going to give it maybe 3.5, knowing what I know about the beer.
Yep.
If I'm willing to buy it. So
I would have to say as well, just to jump in, usually I would go the opposite. I'm more of a hazy man rather than a West Coast. But this isn't as malty or as bitter as a normal West Coast, which I enjoy.
Well, also, I think we've been turned on to California-style IPAs very recently in the Bridge Road. And
yes.
we're big fans of that beer.
Good on you, boys and girls. And anyone else involved? Yeah,
and
it's very
all
good.
the other
Brewery
pronouns.
dogs.
The other
Yes.
pronouns.
No, brewery
Yes.
dogs, I reckon. Every brewery's got a dog hanging around
Do
somewhere.
Bridge Road have
I
one?
haven't seen it.
Oh,
they will
If
be.
they
I
have
hope
one,
they
I
do.
haven't seen
Yeah,
it.
we
The King River dog is my favourite.
Oh.
And then 5, basically, what are you giving this on Untapped?
It's going to annoy everybody. 4.25.
Okay.
Yeah, it's hard now. 4.5.
Okay. I'm giving it a 3.75.
Okay.
I'm going to be the harsh marker, I reckon,
That's
going
okay.
forwards.
I'm not lying when I say this. This is the most fun I've had with numbers since, like, I don't know when. Probably Supercoach season.
Like, okay.
Yeah.
That's good.
Because, like,
Cute.
yeah, and this seems like we're taking our time doing this, and it won't always be, but we're introducing it. But it's also fun. I'm looking forward to seeing at the end how it all sort of pans out. Because now, whenever I have a beer, rather than what's my Untapped rating,
Yeah.
I'm going to be thinking of the Border Barrels rating.
Yeah.
That is, the title is so long, I can't even remember what all the letters were.
Yeah.
But
No, exactly.
BBRS.
I think
BBBRS.
BBBRS.
The extra B is for. Don't remember that quote.
The B is for bargain. Hi, Dr. Nick. I also think that we have our own little notepads next time we write down our ratings.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
much better.
And we figure out, it's like, what's your total? And then you say why. It's like blurb, let it
No,
down.
yeah.
Or
the
whatever.
extra B is for BYOBB. What's that extra B for? That's a typo.
That's a typo. Very good.
Right. Well, Zach, you came to us today and you said, I have some beer news. So I think this is a perfect time for your little tidbit of beer news. Can't wait for you to put your phone on the desk and smash it like it's a
little. It's a small rant, but this comes back to
Oh.
we all love our
I
sport.
wasn't expecting a rant. I thought it was news.
Okay.
Well, it is sort of news.
Buckle up.
Now I learned something, so here it is news, I guess.
I thought you were downloaded the Lego
This is that app again.
Yeah.
The Lego app.
Now, if you guys go to the footy during the year, went to the MCG. I had my choice of beers from Mountain Goat. I had Four Pines. I had Bolter, and there was another one. Whatever. It was just a nice little Pirate Life. There was a nice range of beers. Now, I thought going to the cricket last week, they all got washed out, which was also a joke.
So you didn't go to the cricket, you went to the MCG.
Went to the MCG to hang out. I thought, oh yeah, I know what beers they've got. Cool. I thought the contract would be the MCG provides this. No, that is actually not the case. So the International Cricket Council are the ones hosting the T20 International World Cup, as you may expect. However, as we all know, the International Cricket Council, ICC, actually stands for the Indian Cricket Council. Because India have the most money when it comes to world cricket, and a lot of the time, what they say is what they go with. What are you going to?
I thought you were going to say because they cheated in fielding against Bangladesh,
Oh,
and no one said anything.
no. Look, don't worry. There's more about the actual sport we could talk about with cheating, like Australia having a 5-ball over the other night. But regardless, we went early for the first game. Wasn't there? We'll go get a drink, cool, and the only beers they have, Birra Lager, which is an Indian beer, which is the major sponsor.
The only beer.
So there's the major sponsor beer. Aside from that, I was told when I complained to the girl, because I'm that guy, I'm the bloke craft beer. I'm the craft beer Karen. She said you need to message Delaware.
That's your new
Craft
name
beer
on all
Karen.
things.
I love that.
That's a new handle.
She's like, you need to
CBK.
send a message to Delaware Hospitality Group. And she's like,
Yes.
I've had this complaint a lot. I'm like, interesting, because the only other beers on offer were 4X and Han Super Dry.
Now, 4X isn't bad for what it is.
4X
when
is fine.
I was
Super Dry, fine.
when I was expecting to be able to get all those aforementioned beers that I said at the start, but then it turns out that because India, again, probably the most money, they probably think more supporters than Australia in Australia, just about. They've managed to influence the vote, and they've gotten that beer lager, and nothing else has been allowed in. So at Optus Stadium, we've run through this before. Gauge Roads have the exclusive contracts. Nope, beer lager.
Yep.
Queensland, there's usually like another couple of beers. Nope, beer lager. That's all there is. It is the worst beer I've ever tried to drink in my life. We couldn't finish it. We all had one and went,
Okay.
no, we're done.
I have a few criticisms. Maybe one.
Of Beer Lager or Zach?
Of Zach.
Oh, no.
The craft beer Karen.
Why did you get one?
Yeah.
Why didn't you get a Super Dry?
Or a 4X?
Because before I did any research on what it was, I actually thought, oh, it's actually a cool little logo. So if they had a can art, I'd probably have to give it a good score.
Yeah.
And I
That's
thought
the benefit of the BBBRS.
So I thought, how cool? Yeah, I'll just get one. And we all had a sip, all 5 of us that were there at the same time, and we all went, oh,
That's horrific.
that's horrific. Yeah.
Well, there you go.
It was disgusting, and it was in my it was in my mouth until we left the MCG and went to a pub, and I had a Bolter XPA, and it took like half a pint to wash the flavour out of my mouth.
Wash away the tears.
Anyway, the rant was that we're in Australia. Australia's hosting the World Cup. Could we not have gotten something better than Forex at all the stadium grounds? And if you go on Untapped, everyone's saying the same stuff.
Yeah. It's a bit tough. I'm not condoning it in any way, but I think there was a bit of a change there where you can only have sort of mid-strength to lower alcoholic beers, and also that just sponsorship and that sort of thing. If they're the major sponsor, then that's a beer they're going to be pushing. It's just a bit of a shame.
But at least the Australian options could have been something better.
And also, I have to say, I had a criticism for you, but I also have some praise for you. I thought that was going in a different direction, but it was very, very well laid out.
Like that was all it was.
Yeah, very good. But yeah, don't.
Well, you guys thought it was the Italian beer when I messaged you guys on the day.
Nah,
because you put the extra R.
I did.
That was a typo.
That was a typo.
Very good.
Is that your beer news?
Yeah. Sorry, that was it.
Anything more about Range?
Yeah, absolutely. I've got their ethos.
Yeah.
But I can sum it because they put this in bold on their website. So it's a free summary.
Okay. Yeah, excellent.
Our team of dedicated... Oh, jeez. Bug in my throat.
Need to burp it
It's
out.
all the
Is that part of the review season? Hang on, it is hay fever season. Okay, try once more, then I'll read it if you can't quite get through it.
I'm falling apart. Let me have a drink.
Sorry, Range.
There we go. Our team of dedicated individuals are committed to the craft and want nothing more than to see customers enjoying our latest innovations.
Yeah, I do.
I just got through that.
I was going to say, you sound like a pack-a-day smoker.
I was fading.
I do. I enjoy the innovations because, without reading anything, I was just like, you might recommend one and I'll buy it, or I'll see it in the bottler and just buy it. And it's always something super different. And I really enjoy that. So I am enjoying the innovations.
The last thing I had on Range is, if you can, which you can't, but if you can get your hands on a Lights and Music,
yes,
which is what they originally did for their third birthday, they collabed with Garage Project to make that triple IPA. It is it's a 5 on the worth it scale.
Yeah.
Like, it is the most worth it beer.
Yeah.
Because it is incredible.
Yeah.
And it is shown on Untapped. So it is.
It's also incredibly expensive, but as you're saying, it is worth that expense.
Absolutely. Like, I think I paid $17.50 for it. That's from an online, not from them. They sold out very fast.
Yeah.
But 4.3 from 1,099 ratings on Untapped, which makes it the highest, like the highest rated beer from Australia.
Yep, and it took over Be Kind Rewind from Mountain Culture, which now, as far as value for money, it is a 6 out of 5 because all of a sudden it's part of their core range.
Yeah,
but Lights and Music I really enjoy, and I'd probably say I maybe might like a little bit better than Be Kind Rewind. Yeah, but for the price, Be Kind Rewind is value for money is over the rating scale.
So. Just a little tidbit from my life outside the pod. I took a can of Lights and Music and a can of Be Kind Rewind around to my brother-in-law's, who likes craft beer but isn't into like the heavy stuff.
Yeah.
And he said they were both amazing.
Yeah.
And so we had the Be Kind Rewind first. We're like, we'll go number 2 first. We'll get this out of the way. It's a NEPA. So it's a little bit different style, obviously. Yep. And he was a big fan of it, as everyone is.
Yeah, so that's New England IPA. So that's an East Coast IPA.
Yep. And then the Lights and Music, I don't actually know whether it's West or East. It's just billed as a triple IPA. But it does have a lot of East characteristics, like the citrusy, the haze, that kind of thing. And he said it was much better.
Yeah, no, it's interesting. I think
it was more. It had the alcohol burn though a little bit more than what a Be Kind Rewind was. But in saying that, I think it's 10.4, and the Be Kind Rewind's more, in percentage wise, closer to a 7.
Yeah, I would say so. So as far as full flavour, Be Kind Rewind's excellent. But I think as well, what makes it unique are those because the collab was with Garage Project and some of those New Zealand hops.
Yeah.
Excellent
hops.
Excellent.
I remember, they released the Fish and Chips at the same time, and that was great.
So for those that don't know, that is a Range Stout.
Yeah.
Was that also a collab with Garage Project?
Yeah.
And that was
It used
sensational.
What do they do? The chocolate fush
Yep.
over in New Zealand. It's like a chocolate.
Shout out to Kylie Jane Power. Gonna fully name her.
But yeah, that's all I got on Range before we get into the final beer we have today, the double dripping in green Chinook, Citra and Dorado
Yep.
varietal
Yep.
West Coast double IPA. So 9%. So a bit of a jump.
Bit of a jump.
3.1 standard drinks in this 440ml can. I just want to quickly mention thank you to The Good Shed for providing these 3 beers today. And
Yes.
by providing, I mean we bought them from there.
But they had them there to buy.
Yeah. Yep.
They've got a great range over there of range.
Ba-dum.
Yeah, I didn't even mean that.
Blurb. The latest in our series pushing the boundaries of modern hopping techniques. A West Coast double IPA dripping with luxurious levels of Chinook, Citra and Dorado. So that's the can. You've seen the can.
Yep.
Now we need to rate the beer. Have you had it? Have you had some?
I've had a bit of a tickle. Yep.
Yeah, the same in my throat. And then
Yep.
I also tried the beer.
Yep. It's definitely more fully flavoured, I would say.
It does have a bit more of a booze hit at
Yeah.
the end.
Oh, you get that 9%.
You
don't
do. Aside from that, it's quite well balanced for the hop versus the booze because you're going to expect that there will be a strong alcohol. Not
Well,
all
that-
of them do, but you will expect some bite. You'll expect some alcohol
Well,
by
I
9%, you'd think.
When we say like with the taste kind of thing, like Untapped, like that contributes. Like if we have a 12% beer and you can't taste 12%, that bumps the scale up because we're very impressed by that.
Yes. Yeah.
Talk about that Jet Red IPA all the time, but at 11.1%, it's
Yep.
just boozy salted caramel, but it could be 6%, not 11.1.
So if we get into the review system, obviously to start, is it what it says it is? So it is a West Coast double IPA.
Yes.
It is a 5 out of 5 because it's definitely a West Coast IPA, regardless of that booziness.
And
Yep.
I would say it is a double because of its fully flavoured situation it's got going on.
So you're
I
going to
missed
chuck
that D.
Are you going to chuck a 5 in? Simon?
Yeah. Yep.
Sorry.
He's writing down.
Sorry
on his phone.
to distract you from your phone.
No. I'm just seeing if I had any notes. That's all.
5 also. I enjoyed that. So 2 being the can art. So this is, for me, I just want to get it right off the bat. I really like this. It's green. Like for me, it's just like, it's luxury.
It's Aurora Borealis.
Yeah,
It
like
is.
it's really cool.
It is the Northern Lights.
And you use the word luxury, and they use the word luxurious on
Yeah,
the
they
can.
do.
See, that's how the marketing department gets
They
you.
got it.
I'm going to up
Well
my
done.
rating.
4 for me.
I'm going to say 4 because I was going to say 3.5. But once we realised that link, that they've used a word that you have then also gone and used.
Well
I
done.
think
You got to reward it.
Yeah.
4.
I've got to reward
4. 3, blurb. Didn't love it. 2.5 for me. I'm just, oh, no, I lied. It tells me exactly what it is. Damn, I said that before.
No, it's a hard one. I think it can be both.
I think it's a 3.5 for me.
Yeah.
I don't know, it left me wanting more.
Okay, that's all right. That's fine.
3.75
Oh.
because they've used the sentence dripping with luxurious levels.
Yeah, that's
Because
it.
whatever you follow that up with, I'm going to be invested in
Yeah.
the next words that come.
That's true.
What's a luxurious level of Chinook, Dorado, and Citra hops? Like,
Fucking
is that
heaps.
like
See, it
too
makes you
much?
think. That's why it's like
Yeah.
a bit more
Okay.
than
It's heaps.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah,
Simon?
3.5.
3.5. I reckon
Beep bop bob.
the next one, which is value for money. Now, $15.50 from the Good Shed.
Yep.
9%, so 3 standard drinks for $15.50. Simon, I want you to go first. No copying.
It's hard because if you just do it on the alcohol content alone, I would say value for money for me for the entirety of what it is, 3.5.
3.5. Well, the thing is, so I guess if you factor in the value for money, sorry, my nose is dripping.
With luxurious
Yeah,
amounts of
luxurious.
music.
luxurious levels of COVID.
Sorry. Yeah, the cough and the nose. Jeez.
It's hay fever season, so I can't go outside right now.
Yeah.
And it was stormy, so.
I guess there's 2 parts to the value for money because the initial part is you're going to the bottle shop, you see 9%. Do I want that for $15.50? Then the second part is, now that you've tasted it, is it worth that $15.50? So I guess if you factor those two in, you're sitting at a 3.5.
Yep.
I'm giving it a 4. I think $15.50 for something that hectic is really good. And that's something you can finish a night on. Like, you're not going to want more.
No.
That's a good point. I'm going to say 3.75.
Are you? See, now you're copying, but not copying by going in the middle of the two of
because
us.
I was actually thinking 3.5 and you actually convinced me of something, so I had to up it a little bit more.
Okay. Untapped rating.
4.5.
Okay. Yeah, cool.
It's delicious.
I was
really,
actually
really
thinking
like it.
4.5 as well, because this is right, like as we've mentioned, this is right up my alley.
Well, I'm going to let you down. I'm going to say 4.
No, I like it. I like this. Because, like, that's the thing is we're so quick to just be like the yes men in terms of like, oh, well, if Simo likes it, then maybe I do like it.
Yep.
But it's like, nah, fuck that.
Yeah, no, we got
Like-
different tastes. So
Yeah.
I've been pretty vocal. So I'm 4 and maybe even leaning a little bit less because I would say that this is more of a traditional style West Coast because it is a double and it is more malty and it has more bitterness, which I'm not a big fan of because right now I've just got bitterness as the aftertaste and I'm not
Okay.
super fond of that.
Could
so.
I ask, knowing that about you for years, would you say this is at the highest end of the spectrum of that style of beers for you as someone who's not the biggest fan of them?
Oh, it's a good one.
Yeah.
It's a good one for sure. And yeah, this is why a lot of breweries and places don't really like untapped ratings because it's not necessarily a true rating of the beer, which I agree with. Like Hato says, it's a 4.75.
It's relative to that person.
And then I'm like, well, I don't like beer. It's a 0. That doesn't mean that the beer's crap. It just means that's what my particular rating is. But I think those ratings give a more of a general consensus. And if 3 people, if 3,000 people give it a 4.5, then the 3,001st person to have it will probably like it. Is that sort of what we're saying?
Yes.
Anyway, that didn't need to be
Can I-
said. I just sort of put it out
Can I
there.
also point out that I couldn't give Beer a Lager 0 because it looks like I just forgot to actually review it, so I had to give it a 0.25.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, can you not actually give a 0 on Untapped?
Well, no, you know when you do your review quickly and you just forget to do the score toggle?
Yeah.
And then it's still reviewing the beer. You can say it's great, but it just is not reviewed. So I couldn't do 0.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
So I upped it a tad to
Yeah.
the next
Yeah.
score.
For those people that don't know, Untapped is a beer rating app, and you can get on that and have a bit of a look, and it's a good guide. Also, for your local pubs and beer stockists, they do upload their menus menus as they pronounce it from time to time.
Who?
So
Lord Menu.
Who?
Conks.
Oh.
He doesn't really, but it's just an old folks. It's like
okay.
menu and cinema, all that sort of.
Oh, I know
from that
cinema,
era.
but
Yeah.
I've never heard menu.
They had leggings.
I've heard dance.
Dance.
I've heard leggings, but I'm not sure that
right.
that's a way to pronounce it.
Yeah, all right.
Gondolas.
No, come on.
Right,
Come on, Zach. Stay on track.
All right.
So I've just had a quick look at the totals. Now, Syme, you gave 20 total out of 25 to Another Day in Paradise and to the Double Dripping in Green.
Yep.
They were your 2 highest ratings. Zach and I both gave 21 to the Double Dripping in Green, so they were our highest ratings. Syme, you gave the highest in every beer except the last one.
Yep.
You're a big fan of beer.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Do you like a good beer?
Well,
Good, we're doing a podcast about it.
Yeah. It's like
God, I'd hope so.
Yeah, it's
So I'll put together something that we can put onto socials about that, and we'll put some stuff up, like Spotify video, all the standard
Yep, good
situation.
stuff.
But hopefully everyone enjoyed that new. We'll refine it. We'll make it better.
Yeah, we'll
obviously.
refine it over time and probably more give our total numbers. Anyway, it doesn't really
It won't
matter.
take as long to get through the numbers. We'll have
It
more
hasn't
time
been-
for
hasn't
other
been
beer talk and other
That
beer
was a
news.
shortish
It
pod.
hasn't been too bad. It's only been 50 minutes so far. But at this point, and I need to do this
That
a
was
little
our
bit
pilot
more.
episode.
It was our pilot episode. Hopefully it gets picked up.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would just like to say, and I'm very crap at this, like and subscribe our YouTube channel.
Click this, click that,
Yeah,
click here,
up
click
here,
over
next video there, up here. So yeah, like and subscribe. Also, can you do
Fiddle
that?
with this.
Can you do that on Spotify? I think you can do that on Spotify as well.
You can subscribe. Yeah,
Can you-
I,
yeah, you can
I subscribe to our
follow, is it, or
podcast.
subscribe?
Yeah, I follow our
Yep.
podcast.
Apple
yeah,
Music,
I subscribe on Apple Pods.
all those sorts of things. But yeah, YouTube, let us know what you reckon. Leave a comment, whatever you want to do. And we'll probably tag Range in this one. And if anyone from Range is listening and want to have a chat, we'd love to bloody come up there and have a chat to you after we save up for airfares because we live so far away. But
Or
yeah.
what's cheaper?
Oh, I don't know.
Airfares might be cheaper.
Airfares
Jet
might be
fuel or
cheaper.
car fuel?
Yeah.
Well, maybe it'll run on that 11.1% that you had.
The jet. Yeah.
we
Yeah,
could
and
Take the Hope plane.
Yeah.
That's it. But yeah, thanks to the Good Shed for having the beers, thanks to Range for making the beers, and thanks to the boys for just being here and just getting around it.
For drinking the beers
Yeah.
and talking about them.
Yeah, and thanks to Grazie for driving through flash flooding to get here. It's actually pretty hectic down here, so stay safe.
And
everyone.
thanks to Simon for the live
Sun's out.
electrical risk
Yeah.
that he was involved in. That puddle's completely gone.
Yeah, it's completely gone because I think the
You
amount
soaked
of
it up through your feet.
the amount of heat that was going through actually evaporated it. So well done,
Be
feet.
hot.
No, but I just
Well, I
think
mean,
no.
I'm pretty
Most
attractive.
Nah.
comfortable.
No.
Most comfortable pod we've done in this shed.
If I was to rate myself, no. So it'll be a
Hang on, value for money.
Yeah, righto. Sime, the one as advertised.
yep.
Short,
Yeah, very
red
good.
hair.
Left-handed. Oh god. All right.
Yikes.
Well,
Two.
although I am enjoying this, we'll leave it there. And the laptop just.
Oh,
no.
God. If that paused, there's going to be such a pain to edit.
Let's hope it didn't.
That's also the funniest part of the whole podcast.
Yikes.
Bye.